On In Radio, on Omni Studio, and wherever you get your podcasts, I'm James Cridland, the radio futurologist. This week, is your radio station website HTTPS? Now, occasionally this podcast goes deep into tech, and I'm afraid that this is one of those weeks, so apologies in advance, but I hope it's worth it. Sitting in a coffee shop a few years ago, I was working on a website of mine, and I was looking at the website, and I saw the ads looked a bit different. I thought, that's a bit strange, I wonder why. It turned out that the coffee shop's Wi-Fi was replacing the normal ad code that you see on websites with its own, so that it got the money instead of me. And I wasn't particularly impressed at this, but then I remembered that it wasn't the first time that I'd seen that. I'd seen this in hotels too, and even when using some mobile phone networks. You see, with an HTTP website, everything is transmitted in the clear. So your internet provider can see exactly what you're doing. So can the coffee shop Wi-Fi, and they can change it too, changing the ad code in this example. And they could do rather worse. They could inject pornography into images, or they could replace every mention of Donald Trump with the dumb Cheeto. Users are unlikely to realize that it's not your website, but some malicious code somewhere else. It's worse still, if you're asking your listeners to contact you through the website, that means that other people can see and change what they're sending you, their names, their email addresses, all that stuff. Radio stations can be targeted, and indeed have, for their large amount of public interaction. Now, the way to fix this is to move from an HTTP website to an HTTPS one. And you'll spot that an HTTPS one has a padlock in the address bar and probably says the word secure next to it. All the best sites are your bank or Amazon or even james.crid.land, which is a fine read. Now, if you don't think that anyone cares, then you're in for a bit of a shock, because in July, Google Chrome will be telling your visitors with a big red warning sign that your HTTP website is insecure. And in fact, it's already doing that if you're asking for personal information. That's the stick. The carrot, if it helps, is that HTTPS websites are given a little boost by Google in the search results. Now, this isn't just going to affect the little guys. Testing this week in New York, 1010 Winds and WFAN, WBLS, WCBS-FM and WCBS-AM, La Mega and Hot 97 are all insecure HTTP websites. That's 7 out of the top 12 rated stations. In Sydney, 6 radio stations fail the test out of the top 12. KISS, WSFM, ABC Radio Sydney, Triple J, 2CH, and ABC Classic FM. All of those insecure HTTP websites. London fares a little better with just 5 out of the top 12, LBC, Capital, Classic FM, Heart and Smooth. They're all insecure HTTP websites. They're all owned by Global, who one assumes will fix that very quickly. In the Netherlands, only 3 of the top 12 fail the test. Sky Radio, Q Music and Radio Veronica. Now, going HTTPS isn't the easiest thing to do, but it's important to do before July. Your audience expects you to be good with their personal information and certainly won't expect your website to be flagged up as insecure. And they'll be really confused as to why all of a sudden you're just talking about a US politician called the dumb Cheeto. You can grab my weekly newsletter at james.crid.land or daily podcast news at podnews.net. And until next time, keep listening.